Mhm. Hello there, and welcome to the Bit of Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United and Leeds fans. Leeds have won 4-0 at Elland Road. It's finished Leeds United 4, Oxford United 0. Full-time score, Leeds United are in now second place, 3 points behind Sheffield United, who I think won 2-0 away at Cardiff City. So 3 points behind first place Sheffield United, where I think Burnley also won against Watford. So it's very close at the top. I think Sunderland turned it round as well against Norwich with a 2-1 win. So yeah, it's very tight, very, very tight, but another win for Leeds, and this one was definitely at a canter. One we definitely expected from Leeds United, and it's a performance, well, it's a result that finally puts to, Leeds have finally put their dominance into goals, really, which doesn't happen that often. And as far as Oxford United are concerned, we're very, very poor. One of the worst teams. Well, they're going to be one of the worst teams that have been to Elland Road this season. It was always going to look like that before the game started, and it obviously came like that. At the end, 16 games, only one win now for Oxford United. So really, really poor, and there were nothing to shout home about, obviously, at all, were they? And two changes from the starting lineup that drew at Preston. Um, excuse me. Um, Captain Ethan Ampadu came back because we have injury worries at the back. Pascal Strauch was on the bench, so it mustn't be that much of a bother for him. Resting him, obviously, the game's coming thick and fast now, aren't they? Of course they are. So got to rest players, and I think it was a opportunity for Daniel to do that. With no disrespect to Oxford, it's not the best of opposition. I think he would have felt okay to obviously did feel okay to put Ethan at the back. He looked to me, you could tell he wasn't fully fit. Obviously, one or two really dodgy passes here and there, but generally he could play up against the opposition for what it was. And 9 minutes comes into the game. I think Leeds have dominated the early knockings of it, and obviously the 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 sort of the sort of pattern for the game was set, really, wasn't it? By the first minutes, Leeds United camped in Oxford's half, and on 9 minutes, Manor'S, who had an absolutely fabulous game. His haters will say, "Well, it's only Oxford United," but you've still got to play up against the team you're up against and score goals. And for me, he was absolutely excellent today. 2 assists and a goal. Really, fully deserved his goal. Did Manor today? Did really well for that first goal. Down the left hand side, nicked the ball away from the defender. Across the ball low for Dan James, who's steaming and passes it in, just pokes it in the goal for 1-0 on 9 minutes. And from there, you're thinking, we've seen it all before, to be fair. You're thinking, come on now, Leeds, kill them off and do it early. But Leeds don't, do they? As they often don't do. Leeds just hang back a little bit, take the foot off the gas a little bit. And this is what they did a little bit with Oxford. They almost let them in. Plaqueta, is it his name? The Polish guy on the left hand side. He used to play for Birmingham, didn't he? Should have scored, should have put them level on 12 minutes. He's lifted the ball high and wide, and you think if you were a little bit more confident, you'd have put that in the net and they'd have been level, undeservedly, but they'd have been level. And then it would be so early in the game they could go on and maybe try and get a foothold. As it was, they couldn't, and Leeds just didn't kill them off. I thought their goalkeeper Cummings, was it, or Cumming? He had a all right kind of game. I know he let in four, but it could have been more for if it wasn't for him. He did make a couple of good saves, especially in the first half from Yo Perot down to his right hand side. There was another one, I think, from Dan James as well that, yeah, he did okay with. But ultimately, I know the wind wasn't good. The wind was really battering and did really take a bit of a toll on the match, particularly in the first half. The goalkeeper couldn't really get a hold of the ball, kept kicking the ball out from goal kicks. Yeah, it was really poor overall. And Oxford, you've got to say, yeah. I mean, I know Gary Rowett's coming in, and they were never going to get anything out of this game, whether they really weren't. But yeah, they're just really poor side, and second half especially, just really, really poor. Though, they did have a chance towards the end of the first half where Brown, the headers, the ball goes over the bar, and you're thinking, it was a bit of a let off. See, Leeds kept giving them opportunities, odd opportunities, what they shouldn't have done, but they did, and Oxford couldn't take it. And ultimately, if you can't take the opportunities, you're going to get punished at Elland Road. And there was a set piece, which is probably the only sort of bit they had in the second half, where again it's that man, the Polish man. He wins a free kick, a little bit nice, little bit of footwork. The ball comes in, and again it's that man, the centre back Brown. Should be scoring from that. It's a free header. He lifts it over the bar, and that's still at 1-0. Just 5 6 minutes into the second half. Obviously, a few minutes later, we score. Jaden Bogle finishes it off really, really nicely. Similar to the goal he scored against Coventry at Elland Road, where, yeah, nice little bit of interplay with Brendan Aronson. Give and go with him, 1-2. Brendan does well to turn and poke the ball back to him. It's a lovely finish on the corner, on the swivel, bang into the corner, and it's 2-0. And that's probably game over, isn't it, as far as Oxford are concerned. And yeah, Leeds can kind of let the hair down, as it were, a little bit, and kind of almost enjoy the situation there. And it looked like they were enjoying it. I think could have had more than the 4 goals, but in the end, yeah, four's enough. That's fine. I mean, yeah, as long as we can get something out of Stoke City, go and win the game. Again, you're always a little bit kind of concerned because it's a home match. We can win at home handsomely. We've seen it before. That's what we do. Don't concede many goals at home either. So, that's what we do. It's mainly clean sheets. It's mainly wins. It's mainly wins at a steady rate, really. And this was definitely one of them today, where Leeds just turned up the pressure a little bit on them when they, like I think the commentator I was listening to definitely said at one stage that it's almost like they're scoring at will, and it was really. It was like we were just going forward and scoring when we wanted to, very controlled, as we always are at Elland Road. And when Oxford are like that, the when the opposition are like that standard, you've got to go and fill your boots with a few goals, and we did that. Brendan Aronson played well, I thought. Again, he's pounced on a little bit of really poor play from Oxford. Just give the ball straight to Manor, runs through, passes it through to Brendan, and easy as you want. They were stood like statues, and it's 3-0. And it puts more salt in their wounds. And then Manor, delight for Manor Solomon. He had a really good game today. And like I said, I don't care if you're up against that kind of opposition. You've still got to put the ball in the net, create chances. And this is what he did all game long. Well, for as long as he was on. He was the thorn in their side today, and he was the man that was instrumental in the win. 2 assists, a goal for him. It was nicely taken down that left-hand side, and he was played in. I can't remember who played him in now, but yeah, lovely bit of play, and on the byline, finished it off nicely past the goalkeeper for 4-0, and that was it. You know what I mean? And that was it. Oxford very, very poor. Didn't really show much at all, and yeah, we went and dispatched of them like we should do, really, and that's what we did, and puts pressure on Sheffield United. I know they won at Cardiff, like I said at the top, so yeah, it puts pressure on them going into the festive period now. Like I said, we can win at home, but can we win away? That's a real challenge now for Fark to get that away form on point really again, and try and put pressure, because it's all well and good winning games 4-0 at home against Oxford, but you've got to then back it up in an away game, and it seems difficult for the lads to do that. Hopefully now, going into this Boxing Day game, they can have a rest round Christmas, have a good Christmas, and everybody as well watching. I'll try and preview the Stoke game maybe on Monday, but we'll see. But yeah, we just need to win away now. But it was a complete performance there from Leeds. Some nice goals. Let me know your favourite one in the comments there below. Obviously, four separate scorers as well, which doesn't happen too often when you get as many as 4. So yeah, all round good win, solid performance, and we move on to another what will be a tricky away day, because they all are for Leeds. They can't seem to get their away form sorted out, but hopefully we can Boxing Day. I'll see you then, marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.